A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic escalation of tensions between Canada and the United States, Ontario Premier Doug Ford has issued a stark warning that his province may cut off energy supplies to the U.S. in retaliation for potential tariffs threatened by President-elect Donald Trump. During a press conference at Queen's Park, Ford stated that if Trump follows through with his plan to impose steep tariffs on Canadian goods, Ontario will not hesitate to use its energy resources as leverage. We will go to the full extent depending on how far this goes. We will go to the extent of cutting off their energy, going down to Michigan, going down to New York State, and over to Wisconsin, Ford declared. I don't want this to happen, but my number one job is to protect Ontario, Ontarians and Canadians as a whole since we're the largest province. This bold statement comes in the wake of a virtual meeting between Ford, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and other provincial and territorial leaders, where they discussed the ramifications of Trump's tariff threats. The incoming U.S. president has suggested a 25% tariff on goods coming from Canada unless the country strengthens its border security. Ford emphasized the importance of protecting Ontario's interests, stating that putting tariffs on Canadian goods would create significant problems for both nations. He expressed concern over Trump's aggressive stance, noting that the president-elect seems serious about his intentions. I think he's being a little more aggressive than he was in the past, and I say this respectfully to the president. He's a different type of cat, to say the least, Ford remarked. The premier's comments highlight the interconnectedness of the U.S. and Canadian economies, particularly in terms of energy. Ontario is a major supplier of electricity to several U.S. states, powering approximately 1.5 million homes in the U.S. in 2023. Ford spokeswoman, Grace Lee, clarified that while the premier can only speak on behalf of Ontario, the issue of energy exports was raised during discussions with Trudeau. As tensions mount, it remains unclear whether Ford's threat applies solely to Ontario or if it could involve other provinces as well. However, the potential impact of cutting off energy supplies could be significant, as nearly one-third of Canada's trade with the U.S. consists of energy exports. Ford's comments come as Canada prepares to respond to Trump's tariff threats with its own list of retaliatory tariffs. The premier indicated that the federal government and all provinces are working together to compile these lists. He reiterated that the situation is not a matter of if, but when Trump will impose tariffs, urging Canadians to be prepared for the fallout. Folks, this is coming, and we need to be prepared. We need to stand as a country. We need to stand united as Canadians and work hand in hand and shoulder to shoulder, Ford stated. In addition to discussing tariffs, the premier also addressed border security issues raised by Trump. He requested additional Canada Border Services Agency, CBSA, and Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, officers to bolster security at the border, and Trudeau indicated that the federal government is prepared to fulfill this request. The meeting with the premiers was the first since Trudeau's dinner with Trump at his Florida estate, which was intended to address trade relations. While Ford expressed optimism about the federal government's plans for border security, he emphasized the need for implementation. They have a plan, but there's one thing to have a plan, then we have to implement it, he said. Meanwhile, Ford has been actively engaging with U.S. media to bolster Ontario's position. He appeared on CNBC, asserting that Ontario is not the problem in trade relations, but rather that issues stem from practices in China and Mexico. We're just so much stronger together. We're there to strengthen our relationship, not hurt our relationship, he said. In a bid to reinforce economic ties, Ford's government has also launched a multi-million-dollar advertising campaign in the U.S. highlighting the cultural and economic connections between Ontario and its American neighbors. The stakes are high, as Ontario's total trade with the U.S. reached approximately $500 billion in 2023, making it a crucial player in the North American economy. As the situation continues to evolve, it remains to be seen how both governments will navigate the complex web of trade relations and the potential consequences of tariff implementations. Ford's warning serves as a reminder of the delicate balance of power in North American trade and the importance of maintaining strong diplomatic ties between the two nations. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.